late one. It's the 26th of May, and I'm going to be fixing a bunch of bugs. Got a load of kind of smaller bugs, are just kind of some logic errors and some performance stuff as well. I'm just going to be working on my task list, so I'm just going to. Last few days I haven't been around because I've been working on a devlog, which I ended up having to cut down considerably because I wanted to just move on to something else and actually get the game done instead of spending time on promotional material, which I will be doing in the next few weeks. But for now, I cut this down. It's kind of quite concise, and yeah, I'm just going to play that now anyway, and I'll just work on my task list. Hi, I'm Noonan, developer of Nimble. In this devlog, I'll be talking about some of the changes I've made to the game as I approach alpha, as well as showcasing one of the newer levels of the game, Rocky Rapids. This time, I'll be playing as Jill, and playing with the Lighthouse colour scheme. This was originally the third level of the game, but took quite a while to tune, so it ended up on the cutting room floor for a while, despite how happy I was with the artwork. Rocky Rapids incorporates the obstacle scene in Bitter Bluffs, the level I included as part of the 2014 Christmas update. Only this time the obstacles take the form of crates rather than rocks. Old Man Murray would be proud. So to explain, the obstacles are rather simple. Hit the side of them and your run is over. Jump on top of them and you get a little extra height in your jump. Simple. Obviously, these obstacles can be tough to avoid at higher speeds, so using patches of grass would be your best tactic to keep your speed down. However, you are purely at the mercy of the tide. At regular intervals, the tide will raise and lower. When the tide is high, you've got a chance to get wet, but slow down. When it's low, just try and survive and avoid the crates if you can. If you want to watch any of the previous devlogs, then click the annotations or the links in the description below. Until next time, thanks for watching. And okay, right, so I'm back. Updated task list, basically some stuff for the iPhone version, so I've got to get the snowflake count lower, and the flamelets, which are the little flames that come off your character when they run through fire or get hit by a fireball, I guess. They don't work on level 4 or 5, I don't quite know why. I think it's because they're not getting added to the scene or layout in this engine's case. So I'm going to be working on that now. Not a hugely exciting set of tasks, to be honest, but got to be done. Especially the performance thing on the snow level. I was going less than 60 frames on iPad, and that's not acceptable. Not this iPad anyway, it's a fairly decent one. I think it's kind of the best one available that isn't a Pro, I think. It's tiny, I love it. Right, so I've got to find out where the flamelets are. It'll be in level effects, I think. Let's mute my phone. Okay, right, so where is it? Should be in game. Not in UI. Also, okay. I'll do the same as usual. I will. Oops, you don't want to see my Steam. Devil Daggers was open, obviously. Brilliant game, by the way. Would love to make something like that myself one day. Maybe next time. We'll see. Still early days on my next game. I've got a bunch of different plans. Don't know which to go for yet. Might be working with an old friend, actually, which would be fun. I'm gonna see if anyone's actually around now. Must stop throwing this up on the stream. Ah, fuck. Just gotta send my devlog to someone. Mute it quickly. Good, already is. Okay. Right. It'll be in level effects, and it will be. So that's the water. So level 1 should have the fire in it. Ah, interesting. That's not actually checking the level. That is just. Can't believe I set it up like that. Terrible. That really is me just checking an asset rather than checking what level it's running in. It's horrible going back to some of this stuff. Okay. Right, so why would it not be working in that other level? I wonder if it's just because the flamelets aren't in the level. Could be it. Yeah. I'm gonna test it now and just see. It should be fine. Although I think I've got everything turned off from the devlog footage. It's fine. Don't need to see the score anyway. Okay. Just realised my headphones are a little loud. Okay, that's better. Right, so the level it's not working in is Green Grove, I think. Come on, give me some fire. Yeah, nothing. So it is literally just that there's no flame effects on the actual asset when you run through it. Okay. What would the differences be? So level 1 and level 5. Right, I need to find... Well, there's the flameless, so they're definitely there. I'll search for a script for it. Maybe they get attached in only on level 1 or something like that. They get attached on only level 1 or level 5. That should be 4 as well. But that was level 5 that I was running, so that doesn't actually make much sense. And that's it. That's quite strange. Level 5's definitely got them. Game front. What are they on level 1? Game front as well. Wait, they're not the ones that are on the player. They're the ones on the player. Right, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. I think basically there's some that are on top of the fire asset, so they're just kind of adding to that kind of, well, to be honest, that looks like quite a bad particle effect. Well, not particle effect, but, you know, bad animation. Yeah, it's not very good. It's okay. What did it used to be? Oh, it used to be round at the bottom. And that's what it... Oh, so the effect when it dies is pretty cool. That's quite a cool effect. Could be a bit faster, but and that was what it used to look like. Wow, okay. Weird. It's strange going back to this old stuff and just not having any memory of any of it. Huh. Okay, so I can see how adding a foreground, like little flames going up, can kind of make that look a bit better, I guess. I actually did the fire effect for the fireball. Let's just bring that up. So that looks like this. So I think that's okay. There's a tiny bit of repetition around the top of the sprite around here, which I could do with changing. But I wanted to keep it at a very low frame count because I'm on a deadline now. It's time I shipped this and moved on. So sticking to like a 3-frame limit. Like what was the one? It was 4 or 5? Yeah, it's 5 frames. That's like, you start getting to a point where you take an animation to a point where it's looking, it's hard to say too polished because that would mean everything else I'm doing isn't, but I mean it starts adding expectation to the quality of the work. If you cut down that frame count, then you're just looking for the bare minimum. It's like when you play Kirby's Dream Land on the Game Boy, there's most of the enemies only have 2 frames. They have basically, but because it's consistent that way, like, and they're showing the bare minimum, they react in different ways. Like they'll bounce around the level and stuff when you hit them, and stars will come off them. Stuff. They have enough feedback around the actual assets themselves to make something with a low frame count actually work. And I would love to get better at things so that I wouldn't have to include so many of these, so many of these frames in the animations, because I want to going to be working to the minimum, really. Okay, so I worked out it was the player's fire that I was missing. Again, that's on level 1 and 5. Fuck. But it probably isn't on the player in 5. No, it's not. Bingo. Yep. 4600, and it goes to game front. Game front and 4600. That was right, I think. Yeah. That should have worked. Because basically because of what I said earlier, like the opposite. But there's one stone. No, that's fine. That's cool. I actually reused the candle smoke there. It's good reuse, I guess. Okay. Right. I'll just test that. I'm pretty sure that's fixed it. If so, that's pretty nice to get sort of like one thing out of the way that quickly. I couldn't tell if it happened then. It did, it's just so subtle. Yeah, it's too subtle. Okay, maybe I could make that a slightly longer window where the flames are sort of coming off you, and I'm pretty sure when you attack, the animation state changes, and I don't think those things. I think the sort of I'm on fire face that the characters have, I think that gets turned off when you attack because the animation shifts. In fact, I think even jumping will do it. But I think the flamelets stay on until you land again, so that's a set of very small bugs, but one of which might mean I need to have pained expressions for the jump up frame and the jump down frame, or 2 frames in my case, because I'm, like I said, I over animate, and I guess that also means I would have to do an attack. I could make it so that you can't attack when you're on fire. That's not a terrible idea. I'll make a note of it. Yeah. I've got this very concerning mark on my arm. It's probably not even visible on here. It's like there. It's bothering me. I can't tell if it's like a bite or like a... It feels like a fucking burn, but... shortly after I found it, there was a spider scuttling around on the floor. Killed it, but... This country's not meant to have things that do that, so... It's probably just... random. Anyway, Citadel, let's see how this runs. Still need to do the preview window for this. Regarding the preview window, I'm basically going to wait until I've got the double cogs in. Technically I'm not an alpha until I've done those, but it doesn't really matter, it's fine. Yeah. So here again, this level, I need to work out what I'm going to do about those blockers. Like, I can't have crates in this level as well. Especially after referencing Old Man Murray in that last devlog I did. Okay, so that was a fireball land. kind of almost looks a bit too big. Maybe the shading's off on it. It just looks a bit too like a white light kind of thing. Need some cogs to jump on. Maybe I could do what I've got on the candles, like little bits of like the flamelets could be coming off the back of the fireball. I think that could work. Oh, of course. So this level, there are no flames for you to run through. You just have to get hit by the fireballs that are coming in, and they need to be coming in a bit more often. Yeah, because right now they didn't do anything. Okay, I just need to script that. And yeah, those need to spawn on wider platforms. That's going to come in with balance though, so I'm not too worried about that. That's going to be like in the next 2 weeks, I think. Because you can die from the things that slow you down in this level, I'm still questioning whether or not I should even have these crates in there, like some kind of blocker. I mean, it makes sense to have them there because this is kind of the culmination of everything you've learned. Well, except the things that slow you down in this level can kill you, the fireballs move, and you know, the blockers are the same. Maybe the blockers could be something that's... Maybe they could be something elevated. No. Hey Zolta. Just working on some bugs at the moment. Yeah. Maybe that's what I could do. So that all works then. So what I need to do now is I'm happy to say that flamelets on level 5 is fixed. And it updates like, look at that, brilliant. I'm gonna update the plan, so that's in testing now. Yes, I'm gonna reduce the snowflake count on level 3. That's not exactly going to be a difficult task, it's just going to be changing a number. Weather effects, I did put everything in a fairly good place with this level, I think. Level 3, so every... Might be helpful if I actually look at what it looks like first. Okay, I can understand why it's a bit slow on things. There's quite a lot of layers there. There's at least 3 layers of snow, 4 layers of snow there. If I reduce the count a little, could even... What does the small one look like? What I'm thinking is, at the moment, the small snowflakes, snowflakes, they're all individuals, individual flakes. I could just put them on a larger sheet and just move the sheet. That would mean there's only one thing moving at a time instead of loads of individual things. And there's no, well, that's the thing, they're doing physics calculations and stuff, like, because they're all technically bullets. Because I'm not using the particle system because it runs like shite on a mobile device, so that's not much use to me as I'm making a mobile game. Yeah, so what is it I'm looking for? Level 3 snowdrop small. Snowdrop? That is a thing. What is it? This doesn't sound right. Weird. Anyway, level 3 snowdrop small. Yeah, so that looks like this. So what I could do is expand this to 32, put in the center, and just kind of copy paste this a few times. Try really hard to make things look random and fail. Fuck's sake, I can't. I'm using my my eyes rather than having an offset. Okay, that should be okay, maybe. So now when I play it, it should look quite a bit more dense, I guess. Because I think it's the back layer that's excessive right now, and like if I can divide that by 4 by adding in extra ones, I should. That has made it ridiculously dense now. I'm not sure how that looks. You can see it repeating too much. Not even the fact that the texture repeats, that was actually a fairly good random stab at it, but I do not feel good about how that looks when it's all moving at once. So I'll leave it as 1, and I will try and reduce the amount. That's a shame that didn't work, but so what I need to do is repeat 10 times. If I change that to 5, that won't be so bad. Change that to 0.2. Quite a gradual difference, like, but that means it's going to be like technically half of what was there, because it's creating them less often. It's creating half of them. That's the wrong level. I really could do with a hotkey to switch the level or something. A bit late for that now though, I guess. It doesn't feel quite as dense. That's definite. It really doesn't feel anywhere near as dense. That sucks. Especially that tiny layer in the background. Alright, I went a bit far, I think. At least it's easy to fix. So it was this side, so I said repeat that. Maybe it can be 5, but it just tries to spawn them more often. Like, that could work. Same with this side. Maybe I reduced too much at the same time. I won't really be able to tell unless I test it on. Yeah, the music's great. I didn't make the music. The music's made by a friend of mine, Barry. That guy, he's very talented. Yeah, so basically I need to test this on mobile really to see if the performance is any better, but what I want to do is get to a kind of bare minimum, like what I'd be happy with. I'm fairly happy with this. It's basically the foreground needs to be kind of the most in my face, I guess. As in, like, I need to constantly see movement in that. Not obviously it's going to be the most in your face because it's in the foreground. But I need to see movement most in the front. The background could be slower. Yeah, if there was if the background was just a big sheet, I think that would work. And it is jittering around right now. I can see it. It could be the angle. That could be the problem. It could be that because I'm randomly rotating it. When it was on the grid, when it was off grid, it was kind of trying to find it was trying to place itself on the point grid rather than on a linear scale. So it was kind of trying to stay in the pixel grid. And that was probably why when it was rotating randomly, that's probably it. Fuck you, autosave. Time's at 10:30. Okay. I will not be streaming this weekend because I will be away in Scotland. Yeah, so getting some out of the way now and hopefully getting through these last 2 issues. Snowflake count is easy to do, but I need to test it on a mobile device. In fact, let me just... Okay. Hope that noise wasn't too loud. Right, so now time for iTunes to jump, automatically launch and get in my way. Various things. Okay. Yes, I know iTunes. Right. Okay, so what I want to do is make a quick build of this. You know what? I won't be able to unlock any. I know what I'll do. I'll make the score value to open the level 0 because I won't have any form of won't have any unlocks at that point. So it's getting a load of emails now. Apologies. So if I set this to, well, I know what that is. I'll make it 0. That should be unlocked from the start. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll make a build very quickly. I've got a feeling that will run. Just realised I need to turn on the frame rate counter as well. There's always something, right? What layer is the frame rate counter in? Variables or options? One of those. Oh, come on. I never save your project file to Dropbox. It just means everything takes so much longer. Especially if you've got autosaves going into it as well. Right. So I need to find, I think it was in variables. Basically just got to search for FPS. Nope. Options. Oh, that didn't work. There it is. Text debug FPS. So where is it then? Visible. Okay. Well, it should be there then. Okay. I'll just run the level. We'll run the game just to see if that's actually the case. It should be fine. But I want to make sure that I've got a frame rate counter when I'm running it on the phone so that I don't have to rely on the one in the emulator because that just slows things down. I seem to be hiding the entire UI actually. I didn't realise. Yeah, 54 FPS. I should never go below 59. That could be because I was doing something else. Every time I come back to it, maybe I don't know. That was weird anyway. Right, so yeah, I probably need to show the whole UI, which is done in game, and I do that in the promo section because that's where I do make my promotional material. There, easy. I'll save it again, then export. I'll do a quick export and just try it out. It's as easy as drag dropping when you're using the emulator, which is nice. Yeah, I'll do a quick export. On. Yeah, it's still before 11. This is good. I'll at least get the. I'll at least know what I need to do with the flameless thing. Yeah. I'll get these tasks done, which is cool because then it means. Yeah. It's good. It's a positive thing. Basically, I need to not feature creep, but I need to make the fireball look a little better, and I need to basically get ahead of my schedule to be able to allow myself to do that, because it is just polished stuff, but it's polished stuff that I think is good, and worth it. I need to export it to Cordova, I think. Where do I want to put it? The desktop is fine. Inside a folder, I guess, called delete me. Do I want any compression? No, I just want to export the stuff as fast as possible. Get to that folder. Bang all that in a zip file. Oh, well, it was going to offer me to do that anyway. And yeah, just need to. It is as easy as drag dropping a zip. I should probably do a tutorial on stuff because it is really lacking, but it does mean you have to use Cocoon, which it's not ideal. Alright, so that's copied over now. That was quite fast. I should probably get the stream working so that it streams what's going on my iPad as well. I've technically got the setup for it, but to be honest, because I've got kind of life stuff on here, I don't really want that popping up in the middle of a stream. I don't feel comfortable with like things like Facebook and all that other stuff, like just kind of mainly because people don't know that they're being kind of revealed to the world. Like, not what they're saying, I mean just them. Right, where is it? gamedev. Okay. Should have turned off the. Fine. Alright, so it's running. Looks great on there. See if I've fixed a bunch of the bugs. So there's one bug, there's the mouse cursor is showing as if it's the PC version. It's quite easy to fix, it's just kind of funny it's there. It's basically always running at about 52, which is okay because it's running in the emulator, so I expect a few dropped frames. But because it's constant, I would like to get constant 60 without, like, even in the emulator. If I'm running at 60 in the emulator, it means it's going to work on older hardware too, at least better. So if I could get those like 5 to 8 frames back just from removing some of, because I bet if I get rid of the snow completely, yeah, solid 60. Yeah. As soon as yeah. Okay, so that wasn't quite enough. At least it's got it out of the high 40 range, which I needed to do. Okay. That's not too bad. Could make some arbitrary changes right now, like just say, right, dropping it a tiny bit more. In fact, I will. I'm going to make that every 3 seconds. I did already drop that, didn't I? Make that 3.5, and then maybe make that 0.2. I think that'll maybe get me a frame back. To be honest, it's quite a fine line, like delicate balance, or some other saying. Yeah. Okay. So do I do this now or do I leave it for a bit? Because it's not like everything else is optimized, but I don't know how much optimizing I'm actually going to do on the game. Like, there's only so much you can really do in Construct. You can like kind of go through your script to make sure you're not like doing too much at once, which I probably am here, I guess, because I'm doing all of this. I mean, maybe all of this should be in one loop. Definitely a possibility. Every 3 seconds it repeats this. It says for each here. Should that even be a for each? Am I just adding to the... I've got a feeling that should just work without it. I think I'm basically putting a loop within a loop. Any ways to try it, right? I'm not gonna lie, I can't tell the difference. Is there a difference? Just trying to see if there's any difference in the actual shapes of the flakes when they're coming down. It does look like they're all different. So maybe that was a loop that I was doing for absolutely no reason. Oops, not F12. Oh, no, not F12. That's... I was getting confused on what I was working on there. Right, okay, so I clearly don't need the for each loops. I wonder why I even had them. I think I was just adding them to everything back then. In fact, I've got them here as well. One thing at a time. If that was that, if I was okay with that being every 0.25, then I could technically do this. No, I think that should help. Can be asked to do another build. I mean, it is quite a quick process, but yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna do another build. I'm gonna make a quick. Come on. I'm gonna do a quick check. See if there's anything else I need to do while I'm here. The game center button's got it's got quite a few bugs. Disable wall impacts when you're under lava. Yeah, okay. It's the same with the water as well. Basically, there's like a smoke cloud and you hit something. It doesn't make much sense under water. And it doesn't under lava either. And lava needs to kind of spit out a bunch of, like, I don't know, little lava droplets or something. That's another thing that I've got on my list of stuff that I would like to do if I end up getting ahead of my schedule. I've got a long weekend, like this weekend, so I'm gonna probably not be ahead of my schedule for at least until Thursday, which only gives me like the Friday and maybe the Saturday, I guess, to kind of get a beta ready to start sending out to testers, which is nuts. It doesn't feel anywhere near ready, but I don't want to slip. I want to get this stuff done. I want to kind of be strict about it. Otherwise, I'll never get anything done. Okay, right, so I'll make a build now. Should be okay in the same folder, I think. Yep. Give it a different name. What's iTunes? Yeah, the audio files are definitely using up a lot of space. They make it take a lot longer. In fact, according to this, my game's 144 meg when it's compiled, which it really isn't. It's a lot smaller than that. It's under the 50 mark. Right, so one thing No, I'm not going to move the goalposts. I was for a second there, but no, I'm not. What I was thinking to myself is, should I just turn off all of the debug information from the emulator? But if I do that, then I don't know if the previous one would have worked in the same way. So I just want to see if removing those loops were the thing that was actually killing the frame rate, which it could have been. I really do need to get this streaming to like a smaller window or something. Wouldn't be too difficult to do. Okay, so we got 56. Drops to 54. 58. It's pretty good. That has given me like back like maybe 2 frames? 2 or 3 frames just because I had 2 loops in there that didn't need to exist. I don't know what else is in a game like that. That's the kind of optimizing I was talking about, but I don't know. I don't know enough about how this engine works to be confident with that. Yeah, which of these elements can I cut down on? I really do feel like if the background was just one, maybe like 2 sheets of like, you know, loads of small snowflakes, that would be enough. So yeah, when you're dead and you're just looking at the screen, like just, you know, is this cable long enough? Yeah. So yeah, when you're in this state, see it's running, where's the camera there? Yeah, so it's sort of jumping between 57 and 60. I think we can actually see that there. Well, it's about 60. And that's got some diagnostic stuff running, like, so it's using its own, like, the built-in one as part of Cordo, well, So that stuff's running too. Oh, you saw the mouse cursor in the corner. Yeah, so I need to. Well, I guess when the game's running, there's extra calculations happening. I wonder if all the particles are physicalized. Like if there's collision checks happening on everything. If that's the case, they shouldn't really, because like on Viridescent Verge, the Rain Mountain level, I actually used the mid-ground droplets. I actually collide them with the ground to spawn the splashes. They're actually using physics for that stuff. These are not ever using physics. So I wonder if... Oh shit, it says collisions disabled. Damn, there goes that. How unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like I always disable physics. I guess because I knew. Well, except on the things you need to hit into. Well, that's a shame. Damn shame. It's so close to being like performing well though. I mean, this would not run well on the iPhone. Like, yeah, on iPhone, I'm expecting like, sorry, when I say iPhone, I mean my shitty one, like iPhone 5, not even a 5S, a 5. It runs the snow level at about 48, I think, and I basically lost 10 frames when I upgraded to the latest iOS. Not even joking, because this used to run at 60 and now it's running at about 50 in general, or even less, like 48 as I said on the snow level. Although that is only using the emulator. Although I think when I run the actual game, is that muted? When I run the actual game, I'm pretty sure it runs slow. Well, it's so weird seeing the way the game used to be. Like, it just looks... You can see that it's not finished. I guess because I've seen what the sort of more finished version looks like, but you can tell. It's just there's certain things that aren't quite done. It's not at 60. That's definitely... Yeah, it's definitely not at 60. But it is higher than if you run the emulator, so the emulator is removing some frames. Like, that's probably... I can't... Well, I mean, I'm pretty good at being able to tell, but that looks pretty much 60 to me. At least like, obviously everything's all at different speeds, so it kind of throws you off a bit, especially because the background's like intentionally slow. But yeah, those foreground layers, they're definitely 60. And another way of telling, because I'm doing some bad math somewhere, is when the whips go across the screen, when you finish the level, there's like a color fill between the whip at the top and the bottom. And if you're running at, I think I worked it out like consistently, if you're running under 45, no, was it under 45? It was between 45 and 48, I think. The fill will expand outside of the ropes. I'm assuming that's some bad maths from me somewhere. I would usually just animate that sort of stuff, but I was realizing I was kind of filling the game with long and large animations. Like even though the game's quite a low res game, you're still, if you're doing a full screen animation and you're doing like high frame rate, that adds up very quickly. It doesn't matter how much you compress those PNGs, if there's a lot of them and they're like kind of large, it adds up really quickly. So yeah, I was trying to do things with maths instead. Okay, so I would say I can move on from this. I got it running at like basically 60. in an emulator. So if I can work out a few ways to kind of reduce some costs here and there, without, I think the big one is getting these little ones on a larger sheet and moving the one sheet and then repeating it, so it's kind of a scrolling texture. I think that's probably the best way to go, because I think they're not the biggest culprit, I don't think. It's actually the middle layer that's probably the biggest culprit. So I'll probably add a little bit to that. Just kind of shaving the sides off just a little bit. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll put a link to the huh. I got a comment on the devlog. That's cool. It's nice when something gets recognized. That's cool. And just in case there's anyone in here, if you want to watch the devlog, here is a link. I need to get the Nightbot chatbot thing to be posting things like this, like kind of regularly, but I don't have time to do that sort of stuff right now. I'm actually trying to think of how I can maybe use this project is kind of for me to learn all the ropes of different things, like not just the game, because the game itself is relatively simple. It's all of the other stuff around it, like making trailers, doing streams, maintaining a community face, I guess, doing all of that stuff. That's what this game's been good for. It's kind of a trial run, I guess, for the future, like whatever else I make next. So I'm kind of trying to get a format down that I can maybe like manipulate, because I was thinking of maybe like with this like kind of shell I've got going on here with my little dude, who's he's hit a rock, so he's not in a happy place. Like stuff like that, like I could do more with, but it's just like I did some basic stuff to try and work out how it actually functions. Like with the devlogs, one of the things is kind of working out all of the tools that YouTube gives you. Like you can do some editing at YouTube. It's not so great, but it's got like the card system, where you can like system cards, and like little annotations and stuff. In fact, cards is something I haven't been using yet. I need to switch to them from annotations. I think there's some very good reasons why. I think on mobile devices it sort of slides out a sidebar where you can kind of have like playlists and things, which I've started using with these. I actually export these at the end of the night, basically. How was that? That was a very strange sound. What the? The fuck? Weird. I got spooked by something. I don't know what. It's fine. It's probably nothing. Okay, so that's the snowflakes done. At least done to a standard where I have just improved it a little. Like, so there's definitely an improvement there. Like, and it hasn't affected the visual. Well, I mean, I should probably double check, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't affected the visual to the point where I'm unhappy with the level. I mean, it's always a shame to remove some kind of visual from something that ships finally. You know, downgrade, right? Fuck whoever came up with that term. Seriously. Yeah. That hasn't lost anything, I don't think. That's totally fine. Oh, the mouse cursor is always on because I've left it on. That's why it's in the corner on iOS. Yeah, frame rate seems fine here, so. Yeah, it's still the same when you with or without, so good. Excellent, right. Yeah, I can move that one into the done column, I think. Now, flamelet's on level 4. I'll just update hack and plan. Wait, that's the wrong one. Reduce snowflake count level 3. Okay. So what do I want to do here? I basically want to have it so that when the fireball comes in, if you hit it, it will do the same thing that... Actually, a problem already. So that little kind of feature creep I was talking about earlier, not feature creep, animation, art creep, is that I don't have on fire states or animation states for if you're jumping or falling or attacking, but like I said before, I can probably drop attacking from when you're on fire and just say like it doesn't do anything. Currently, if you try and jump when you're too close to the ground for the whip to be useful and you to not be on the ground, it doesn't do anything. Like, it just nothing. Which I would have liked to have like maybe had it so that you did a roll or something, like you know you kind of fumbled or something, but that was a kind of I don't have time for it kind of call. It was basically like I would have to do a roll for Jack, which I could kind of picture how I'd do it. It'd be like a couple frames, but then there's a couple frames, then I'd have to do the same thing for Jill, I'd have to do the same thing for Lantern, same thing for Quick, and so on. Although I think the one for Jack Frost would be kind of cool, because obviously I'd make him a snowball and make it bigger as it sort of went along. I think that would be kind of cool, but I need to ship this, so that's gone. However, I can probably do it for the jumping and falling. That'll be like, I'll probably do that in one stream. I'll just animate all of them in one go. But that needs to be done, and that's probably in this level it's required. Same with, yeah, okay. So I've made a note of counter attack on fire. Need to do flamed, jump and fall. So there are tasks that need to be done. Probably when I get back on Monday, I'll be doing the animations for everyone. So that's, I think everyone's got 2 frames in their. Every character has 2 frames in their jump. So that's, yeah, that's 16 frames, and that's 32 like individual frames I need to do overall. I can do that in one sitting. It's just not going to be a very fun job. But I do need that for this to work properly. What would happen if you hit a fireball as it was coming towards you? Like, hit the fireball. Does it get? I think the fireball's got to get destroyed. Maybe it should just do a sort of. There's a bit in Legends of Zelda when you're fighting. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Aghanim, maybe, or Agame, or Aghanim. I don't know, something like that. Where he is firing like a energy ball at you, and you're meant to hit it back at him. When he every 2 or 3, I think, he fires like a smaller energy ball with like 4, like sort of like little like smaller energy balls around it, and basically that one, when you hit it, kind of disperses and hurts you instead of bouncing back. That kind of dispersion thing I would like to see from the fireball when you get hit by it, so it sort of goes outwards. And that's also, I would then reuse that for the kind of lava death effect as well. So basically you get 2 things for free. So I'm probably going to make a note of that, and again, that'll be something that I'll probably do in a big chunk on Twitch. I'll probably do a bunch of animation at once, like no code tasks that day or something. I found mixing code and art have, in more recent months, it's not been a good thing because I'm fixing stuff, and it's not fun. Like, because you're hampered by like the fact that you want to make loads of art, but you don't have time to kind of integrate it in a cool way. So yeah, I'll do that all in one stream. So flames and yeah, flame destroy effect, I guess. I need to get all this in hack and plan before bed tonight. Okay, so yeah, flameless on level 4. So I think I got them in, right? Oh no, I didn't actually put them on the player, which I do need to do. And there's a bug with unlock 1 showing up as well. I need to find out what that's about. I think it's when you unlock Chet Speed Rider, I think, because when you unlock Chet Speed Rider, you unlock the character, which is actually that one there, and you unlock his color scheme. And currently the message only shows unlock 1, which is the default, which means it's skipping the append or replace text script, which I need to fix. Okay, let's steal the flames from this level. So that means it needs to be on Gamefront at 4600. Gamefront and 46,100. And is it as simple as that? No, obviously I need to do the actual work on how to actually make this stuff happen. Flame effects, no. Snow. So the collision, I need to look for how the fire's done. Play a collision with grass. It'll be in 1, won't it? Ah, okay, so it's on this. It's quite a lot of stuff. Could just copy paste it. Wouldn't be the worst thing. So just replace every use of flames with where did I put it? Oh, I actually put it in the right spikes. So basically the hazard on this last level was meant to be spikes, but it seemed a bit too violent, so like, because I could have made it so that when he lands on them, he sort of goes like Sonic or something. But it felt a bit too. I didn't like it. So that needs a die animation. This could just work. It could be that easy. That would be quite cool if that was the case, but... So, what's that? What's that else for? If the character select is... Character is not 3, so what happens if it is 3? What? I don't know what that means, but I'm sure everything's fine. Character 3, is that Jack Frost? Maybe. It is. Why would that be? I don't show flames on the snowman. I don't know where I came up with that rule. I also don't show smoke either. Why did I do that? I mean, I'm not going to argue with my past self, but it seems very odd. Okay, so I need to work out where. Where's the smoke going to spawn from? So it could be just on the player. So which one is? So player.x is. So if I want it to be in the center, which I probably do, that's going to need to be 3. Wait, how big is it? 18. There's 4 along. So 9. Okay, so it just needs to be +5. 6. Anyway. Oh, it's 22, idiot. Yeah, it's width and height. Okay, so yeah, so 6 then, yeah. So it'll be player.x +6. I know, hard-coded numbers, whatever. So we're at a stage now where it's okay to do things like this. And the y is basically, that is going to be half of that, so that's because it is at the bottom, so that's going to be, is it that way? No, it's going to be -9. Yeah, okay. Of course, because I'm doing it there as well. So this should set when the player hits it, it'll be in the center of them. Nope. I'm going to copy paste it just in case, but I think it will be better if I do it in the center of the spikes. Object to create, and just go. What was it for? 4 spikes. I've said this like a million times now. It feels like it anyway, but I really need to sort this project out. Like, there's just so many loose files and like just random assets, and especially in the animations, like there's so many legacy ones in there. I've been like, oh, I'll do exactly what I did there. It's like I'll copy it and then maybe use it again, or maybe I'll want to roll back and never do, and then just move on to something else and totally forgot I ever did it. But that's worse on animations because it actually ups the file size, like, because I'm just adding and adding. Right, so now this should oh fuck, that always catches me out. This should just work. Mouse feels a bit like, oh, it's fine, it's weird. I was in a window for laggy. Right, so I'm looking at fireballs, and when I hit them, fireballs should change. It'll say die, but it won't actually have an animation for that. But it will make me move faster, should play a sound effect, should get most of the feedback straight away. Should just work. I don't know when it's going to spawn either. What am I doing? Well, I mean, it should have spawned by then anyway. Wow, I'm looking at the Twitch preview. This looks so slow on my screen. It could be just because I should be looking at the screen. But yeah, it just looks so slow. No, it doesn't look so slow on when I actually look at my dashboard. It's just when I look at the OBS stuff. I wonder if that affects performance. Ooh. It's actually something I was going to do on this level. I need to speed it up at the start. It just, because it's the last level and the way the music is, it just feels like you should be like kind of hitting the ground running, you know, not hitting the ground and sort of plodding. It played the animation, and I think it made me speed up. It was not a nice moment though. I think I need to freeze the game for a bit longer. Screen shake should probably be the same as it is now, because yeah, I think it's more about the... I think knowing that you hit something is probably a lot more important than like, yeah, look, you just hit something. Okay, that's not terrible. I think the problem is the flame needs to be destroyed. I think that's the problem. It's not at the moment because I don't think I destroy flames. I think I actually, yeah, I just play an animation on them. So the problem is, I play the smoke thing. So I don't know what die could be, but what I'm gonna do is, yeah, so take that, just say that's called die, and then just make it blank. And that should be okay, I think. Yeah, we'll be fine. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna, that other bit of, where's the timescale? Yeah, so the sleep, I'm gonna up that to 2, I think. That's, yeah, okay, that should be fine. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna choose Jack Frost because no, that isn't that bug I've got to fix. It's so annoying. I've got it on my list. It's one of the reasons I haven't fixed it is because it's definitely something I can fix in the beta because it's so fluff. Like basically, I could just because I'm trying to like retain some functionality for the PC version. Basically, this screen is going to be different on PC. And if I just rip that out for the iOS version, I wouldn't get that bug anymore. Come on, fireballs. That sounded quite wrong, actually. Need some fire. I should have just scripted it to do it constantly, but I want to kind of get it in situ kind of thing. The hazards need to spawn a lot more regularly than they do currently. Like I think the grass counts about right. Although on this level I didn't see any cogs, like almost ever. So what even was that? because I had like a slight twitch on my right finger, so right finger. I'm tired. Yeah, like if I did a PC version, I would have to make it so that you would choose the input, but it would disable all others. Because if you allow more than one, you can kind of abuse it by like kind of releasing your original. There's ways of abusing it anyway. Come on, fireball. Basically at the moment it's either a fireball or a crate, and it seems to be favouring the crates quite a bit because I want fireballs. Sod's law saying that I don't like something. I also realised that the reason I'm not reacting fast enough is because I've only got the headphone on my left ear and the sound is on the right. Okay, that was better, but it felt like too much happened. I knew this would be the case. If something's coming in from the right side of the screen to the left, and you're running at it, the speed's just too much to take in. Originally there were boss battles where like there would be a boss on, well, basically this side of the screen, and you'd be here, and they'd sort of throw something, and you'd have to kind of either hit it back or kind of get out and like sort of stay under it and then just attack whenever they got close. But it was just painful. Like I either slowed down the projectiles so they sort of like one guy was like death basically. You throw a scythe and it's sort of like a sickle, whatever, and it would just sort of rotate slowly across the screen. It just looks stupid. And it just removed the challenge because there's no. The anticipation was like kind of, you know, null. It's like I can see that something's eventually gonna get me. It's just. So yeah, this. If I wanted to keep the game pure, I'd cut this level. Okay, that's not bad. The swirl's not happening. I don't know why that isn't. Or is it? No, it's not. The swirl is not happening. Oh, because that's built into the animation. Okay, that's so easy to do. I basically just need to steal all of the frames from this. Or at least some of them. Maybe I just take 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I guess. I'm going to try that. I think that should be fine. Reuse, man. Reuse. That's good. And one cool thing that I've heard that Construct does, I don't actually know if... Oh, fuck. I don't actually know if it is the case, but I have heard that if you've got multiple images, like multiple frames across your project that have exactly the same, you know, PNG data, it ignores them and just references it instead to save on space. If that is true, because I did read that somewhere. I don't know if it is actually true, but if it is, that's great. Like, it'll save so much. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 5 frames instead. I think. Yeah. I mean, the last one's just going to be blank, right? So. It's starting to take quite a while to close and open things because everything refreshes so often. You should probably just have that hidden. Never need to look at it. Well, not when I'm working on this stuff anyway. And the final one is blank. That's fine. Make sure it doesn't loop. Running at 5 frames a second or whatever that's measured in. And this one was 12, okay. What's strange is that was 12. It's like, for some reason, I seem to gravitate towards that number. Save and go. I'm pretty sure this is going to be okay. Yes, Timmy Till. This is my game. Yeah, hence why I'm working on it. Sorry for ignoring you there. I was kind of absorbed in the work. Right. Okay. Crates I need to sort out. 2 in exactly the same position. It just takes me too long. I think that animation needs to play sooner. Or at least maybe I could just make it faster. Like, how fast is it? It's pretty fast. Maybe it's the candle smoke. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I don't think I need it. Because I am gonna do the lava things shooting out the sides, so yeah, that's fine. Okay. Oh yeah, and if you're playing as Jack Frost, needs to have the same kind of feedback there. So I've got a very arbitrary delay, like basically 1 second after being burned, it stops you being burned. Like, seems a bit arbitrary, but yeah. Okay, this could work. I just need to see how that is without the candle smoke, and it's 11:30 almost, so I'm pretty much within deadline, so that's good. Let's make it look hot. But yeah, unfortunately I won't be streaming tomorrow, or in fact until, well, basically I won't be streaming until Tuesday, so maybe I should have saved the devlog for then. Ooh, some bad generation there. I just jumped at the fire to try and, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so yeah, no more streaming until Tuesday, and then basically from Tuesday to Saturday is a lot of bug fixing, tiny bit of balance stuff, I guess, and then Sunday night is all about just getting a version that's ready to send to testers and start getting footage together for a trailer, like a proper trailer. Okay, so I think I know what I need to do with that fire. I need to change the color of it to the lightest color. Sorry about that. Yeah, at the moment I mean, it looks cool, but I need to make it the lightest color throughout. So, oops. Basically, more like that. That should be fine. I mean, to be honest, it's too... The asset is much nicer than it needs to be. Like, that little swirl animation is... It doesn't need to look that nice. It seems slow. I'm just going to speed it up for the fuck of it. It's like... Why not? I mean, if I preview it, it'll be just gone before I even see it. Yeah. I'll make it 16 or something. If I loop it, I can kind of see how fast it'll be. Like, I think that's fine. Yeah, that'll be okay. What else? Is there anything I can do while I'm here? So the sleep scaling. I don't think I needed the candle smoke. I think I do need like that kind of like it's spitting lava in every direction that I'm gonna have elsewhere, which is, you know, it's a next week task. So yeah. I should probably get a bit.ly link actually for all these devlogs that I do, like just so that it's kind of easier to remember. Which reminds me, totally unrelated actually, but I do need to get all my .coms renewed this week, or next week rather. There's a few I'm going to let lapse because I'm no longer going to be working on those games anymore. Sad face. Yeah, okay. Let's give it one last test. I am coming in close to 11:30, but I think I should be done. I think this is it. This is the one. I don't think I've ever tested this on a mobile actually, this level, so see something to do next. And that's another thing I need to do next week. I need to make sure that the game's actually running on mobile, not just in the emulator, which means me pulling my finger out and actually working out how to sign the digital certificate stuff. Okay, that didn't work so well. I think that's because the frame rate was too high. Got the basics in, and functionally it's there. It's just the visuals are a bit off, which I was convinced they were going to be. I can't tell if that's the same fire effect, sound effect rather. I'm pretty sure I made a new one, especially for this, but maybe not. Confirm that it's not quite right. Okay, yeah, it looks weird. It looks like it's been deleted or something. Which it isn't, right? No, it's not. Okay, I think that's okay. I think that task I can class as being done. At least for now. Which means... Where are we on everything else? Go back to achievements, testing, level balance, and... Okay, so let's have a look at hack and plan. See where we are. So I'm going to put that into the testing phase. So I'm basically going to run through it all and kind of make notes on what I could potentially change and improve. Like obviously just then I wasn't entirely happy with it, but it is enough to work with. So I'm just gonna close that for tonight. Yeah, so next up, which thing should I really work on next? The animation tape out. That can come later. I'm gonna fix the game center button. Currently, you can make it show up in the character select. Is it the character? It's the pause screen. I think you can make it show up. When you click on it. Oh yeah, and there's also a bug when you click next. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, there's also a bug when you click next too soon, and it makes the game center button pop up too fast. So, yeah, so I'll be streaming again next Tuesday. I know it's a while, but yeah, I'll be getting the game center buttons fixed. I really should work on the iPad color issues, although I didn't see any just then when I was running it, so maybe it's okay now. What else? I mean, I should just work on UI stuff, so yeah, I'll get basically the unlock. When you unlock chat, as I said earlier, like it'll say unlock 1 because that's the default text string for the first unlock, which means it's not taking the text that I'm setting, and I definitely have set it. So yeah, and I can do the testing on this. So next week's these tasks at the start of the week and then the end of the week will be basically everything that's iOS specific, like fix these iPad issues. This can probably slip. I can probably put this into beta. Yeah, fuck it. It's going into beta. There's a lot in beta. But yeah, code freeze. I need to get that. This is basically the game has to have this stuff done. I cannot ship without it. Disable wall impacts under lava. I mean, I could ship without that, but I know that it's a small change. So I'll get that done early in the week. And Dopefish is a secret in the game, but it's going to be there. Like, it won't. Originally, it was going to be part of the cheat menu, but I've cut the cheat menu and all the cheats with it, so I made an asset for no reason. So I basically don't want to waste my time having made a small asset, and so there's going to be a little secret, very small, won't do anything. It's just there as a sort of, hey, I like Quake and Doom and id games in general. Sort of like, yeah, it's my little note to them, I guess. Everyone wants to see a Dopefish in their game. Don't think we had one in Watch Dogs. What a shame. Wasn't any in Crackdown either. Just games that had like a lot of graffiti. It's just a shame we didn't ever have that graffiti somewhere. Okay, right, yeah, so I think this is all she wrote for tonight. Yeah, wow, okay, yeah. When I look at that, it's like, especially when I look at that and those dates are wrong. That's meant to be later than that. Why is that not saved? Release candidate and beta at the same time. No, they're not. Beta's like, yeah, very soon. Let's say Monday the 13th, maybe? Yeah, yeah. That gives me... No, it needs to be the week after, actually. That's nowhere near long enough. I did have it right. It's the release candidate that's wrong. Because... yeah, 4th of July. That's kind of when I'm thinking to get it into submission. I obviously don't want to do it on that day, but like that's when it gets submitted. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday and fixing the final bugs to nail code freeze and yeah, get the game ready to send to people. Thanks for watching.